Now then, and welcome back to another episode of Forever Stranded. Stranded with Nemsun once again. How you doing? I've done a little bit more work over here in the farm. The Futuristic is well received from you guys. Thank you very much for all your nice comments about it. I kind of consider it a style all of its own. It feels new, it feels different, it feels right for this kind of setting, the industrial and stone and wood kind of feel. Because, yeah, we're rebuilding the world, post-apocalyptic, or in a very harsh environment kind of stuff. It's all cool, I like it. But anyway, today, I've started working on these kind of things. We've got a little cow farm and a sheep farm. At the moment, only one pair of each just reserved for breeding stock in the future, and one of each pig in a pigsty, kind of pigsty-like, and there's quite a few more chickens than I anticipated, but I kept getting eggs, so I kept throwing the eggs in there and getting more chickens after I'd killed off the first lot. There's some various different block types in here. Grass made into path and soul sand, and there is also coarse dirt, which is just dirt mixed with gravel. And there's some bone meal being used to make a bit of long grass in some areas, and I've put some leaf blocks down in some areas, and I put a cauldron with some water in to show water supply for the animals in some areas. And this rabbit seems to have wanted to jump out and leave them. I wonder if they managed to do that. It looks like both of them have probably managed to do that. Oh no, there's the other one there. Okay, there is still a pair of rabbits. They kind of jump out and then they get stuck in these blocks. And they don't know what to do when they're in these blocks. They kind of just sit there forever in these half blocks. I don't think they're sure what to do when they're presented with only half slab spaces all around, or chisel and bits. It seems to keep them exactly still. Maybe that can be used in a future something or other. But for right now, I just wanted you to be in the fenced area, you git. Just wanted you to be in here with your friend. But yeah, lots of food was made out of them. They are not going to waste. They have been farmed and successfully farmed to give me a good stockpile of all the animal meats, which is good. And my futuristic, I've taken a few more little steps, like putting these things on and changing the glass slightly. You can't hear much around here. There's not much game noise because I've put in some sound mufflers. Sound mufflers around by the animals, so I don't hear the animals over and over again. But I do like how I've included little back garden areas, little backyard areas, trying to keep it all in keeping. We've got trapdoors on compressed cobblestone, kind of work, kind of look good. I like. They fit the theme, and also got this section here: 12 eggs and 5 feathers. Just recently set up, a couple of chickens in a coop, and they're just depositing their goodies in there. And I probably don't need these chickens free range because I can get eggs and fire them off and do all those sort of things when I want to. I can cook and boil eggs. The pigs really do like it up here. They like climbing up out of their own manure. They like climbing up out of their own manure and going and sitting up there. But that's all I've done for that. I've just sort of tidied it up and just played with it. I just played with it off camera for a bit. And over here, I've done the outside. All I've done is added on the trapdoors to add a kind of a rusticy feel to the modern day. Let's see if we can see it best from here. Yeah, it just feels right, doesn't it? It just felt right having some of those planks on it. Yeah, Borderlands, Mad Max, all that futuristic apocalypse, post-apocalyptic cityscape. Futuristic. I still need to work on the roof and make it a little bit more patchy, a little bit more fortified with metal and rusted metal and sheets and things like that. But it will eventually. Right now though, I've been working on getting rubber because I need to make some printed logic circuits, which means I need some advanced circuits. There are 2 ways to make it. This is the normal standard way. You get an inscriber press in an inscriber, which you find from meteorites that are crash landed around the world, meteorites, and you dig inside and you find these logic presses or inscriber presses. You make an inscriber and then you start making gold directly into printed logic circuits, right? But in this pack we've got an extra way where we can use industrial craft advanced circuits to do the same job, which means I don't need to find these logic presses or these inscriber presses. I believe there are some location coordinates that I've got from a subscriber in my comments, and they told me where I could potentially get some of these, so I might do a little trip if this becomes too problematic. Right now though, I'm just going to work on this because this is a good thing to have as well, right? I need the infrastructure for making advanced circuits for industrial craft. I need the infrastructure for making electronic circuits for industrial craft, which means I need the infrastructure for making copper cables from industrial craft, which means I need rubber. The only way to make rubber is through making sticky resin from rubber trees, rubber wood, and sticky resin itself. Maybe in an extractor, but you can just tap the sticky resin directly from the rubber wood. I've got a few rubber trees sorted out. I might make an extractor. But then I've got to power it. And therefore I've got kind of cross wires. I'm crossing my power types. Maybe it all works together. Leave me notes in the comments down below. I will get into Industrial Craft 2. I've done it before. Industrial Craft 2 and Applied Energistics 2. I've done it before. I enjoyed it before. But this series, I'm currently focused on completing the A2 quest so I can have an A2 system to start storing things locally and kind of, once I've got the Applied Energistics 2 setup done, I can start getting things motoring in all other aspects of the pack, all other things that we are going to be looking at. I'll be able to do that later. So for the quest, I think I need 2 of these printed logic presses. So I need 2 of these circuits, which we're going to upgrade into the advanced circuits easily enough. Yeah. And that's just a little bit of lapis and stuff. Easy. And then that should be easy to make those as well. Awesome. Now that's normally quite a difficult process, and it is still a long-winded process to get the rubber, to make the circuits, to do all those extra components, instead of just squashing a piece of gold into a printed logic press. And to me, squashing the piece of gold into a printed logic press doesn't make as much sense as doing the circuit from industrial craft. Having cables and plates, having plates with some redstone and some wire to make a circuit. Having that circuit then become an advanced circuit where you're using lapis and glowstone and more redstone to make it advanced. And then changing it with gold and more redstone and silicon to make it into a printed logic circuit. That actually feels like a more realistic way to make a proper circuit board, right? Instead of just squashing gold into a printed logic press. But that's the harder way in Minecraft. It's more processors, more processing, more processes to do. Instead of just putting gold into a machine and pumping out printed logic presses, we've got to do it that way instead. That's okay. That's okay. The reason we needed that was for this in particular, and for this in particular. So there's quite a few things that we still need to get made and crafted for these things. I've got everything I need apart from the terminal to make the chest, right? And to make the chest, I need to make one of these, which is some quartz glass, easy enough. And I'm going to need to make these formation cores and annihilation cores, which require a logic processor each to make 2. So I'm going to need 3 logic processors for that. And then the other thing that we needed for the quest, if I can remember, was a storage drive. That was it, a 1K storage cell. And a 1K storage cell requires this component, which also is a logic press. So I need 4 altogether. Okay, so I need 4 of these altogether. Now, to make 4 of those, let's have a look down here. To make 4 of these, I need the inscriber. The inscriber is simply a sticky pistons and some iron makes an inscriber. But I also need this printed silicon press. The printed silicon press is a bit of skystone dust now. There's 2 ways. Originally you put silicon in a press and squash it, and it makes a printed silicon press. But the more advanced version in this pack is skystone dust, redstone conduct binder, and redstone and silicon. And we've got all that sort of stuff already, which is good. We already get the skystone dust coming through the sieving process over here. So we've already got a load of skystone dust, so I'm good with that. And the silicon is made from sand, and we're good with that. So I should be able to craft up these couple of things fairly quickly now. We've got that bit done. I do like these inscriber presses. They're pretty cool how they work. You can even see the pressing happening, which is pretty cool. Like squash, there's a press. It's made a logic processor. I love it. I think it's great. I like the presses. The presses don't cost too much to do either. Just builds a little bit of power, and then you get it. And it goes to any power source as well. So I've just put this straight onto this power supply. I did try it against the wire here. Or there, I actually tried it against that wire there. And it didn't power. So there may be issues. This worked fine directly against the capacitor bank. Maybe that's a thing. Maybe it's a passing power between two blocks kind of issue, and the pipes don't do it. Maybe it doesn't do RF. Yeah, it doesn't do RF per tick, but these do multiple different types of output, don't they? They do all sorts of output. It's just you can decide what they want to look like. Whereas these only take what was it? KAE or AE units of power, which is a bit different and makes it a little bit harder. Which is why we need that power acceptor in the other area. But anyway, we've near enough made this now. We've near enough made it now. What am I missing? I'm missing this, so I'm missing one of these, which I'm missing that, which requires some of that, which requires some of that, which requires me to get some glass, which I already got some quartz glass. Let's put that back and get some more glass out of here. And then we should be pretty much there. Should be pretty much there. That there. Let's get some more of that. And then few more clicks and away we go. Inventory 2 full. Oh, really? Okay. Let's get rid of the copper plates. Wow, I'm doing so well. So much crafting, and I'll be glad when this is all like done inside of the AE system. That's the best thing about the AE system. All of this is going to be covered inside an AE system. There's an ME terminal there. Awesome. And then we make a chest, which is one of the things that we had to do for the quest. The first of 2 things, detect, submit. And then we need a storage cell. Storage cell should be a lot easier, right? One of these, one of that, bit of that, some of that, some of this, some of that, all of this, some of that. There we go. Storage cell. Better than chest and quest completed. Awesome. There we go. So I get a lifeblood crystal, half a heart, and a loot chest. First of all, though, let's get rid of some of this stuff that we've got in our inventory. Because I wouldn't be able to receive all of those wonderful gifts. And I've got spare parts as well. I've got Annihilation Core spare, and that. I've got a Vibration Chamber, which is kind of spare. We've got the 1K storage drive, and from previous quest loot chests, I did pick up some others, didn't I? Where did I put them? Did I put them in there? Yeah. We've got some 16K storage drives in here as well. So it's quite a sizable chunk of things that we can do with that. And now we're about to get a loot chest. So let's claim that. Done. And from the other test, which was just making an energy acceptor and a vibration chamber, I got another reward as well. And what's next after that? The control center. Make an ME controller. Okay. Well, I'm going to take the heart. That puts me now up to 9 of 10, which is great. That's nearly full hearts again, which is awesome. And what else? I've got a loot chest here and a loot chest from the early one. Let's see what we get from those. We get random steel and manulium and things. Awesome. Semi-epic. Yeah, that is semi-epic. And some grass. Not good. I got some grass. Oh, great. The rewards have improved, though. GW Sheridan, if you're watching, the rewards have improved since you did the update. And it is greatly appreciated. I'm happy with the extra rewards that we get in. It wasn't worth claiming the loot bags before, and now it's worth actually claiming the loot bags to get to stuff, to do things. So anyway, let's try and figure this out. So I've got an ME chest. I need a power supply from the ME chest. So let's have this, let's say over here. We can put the 1K storage drive in there. That should be in there, and then we need to power it. And the vibration chamber, although this isn't where I want to be, I don't really want the vibration chamber. The vibration chamber can burn stuff and make power for the AE2 system. That's not how it's going to be. That's not how it's going to be at all. But for now, that is what I'm going to use because I need to make another energy acceptor. And I made an energy acceptor to fit before. Oh, actually, I can do it. I can do one quickly. I will show you what the vibration chamber does, but I want to quickly move on to the next thing as well. So let's do, where is it? Give it back, give it there, right, that, and we need some more of that. So we go there, get 4 of that, then we do that, and make that. We need some iron, and we need one of those. So we got those, one of those, and some iron sorted, and then we can make it. Alright, so this should accept energy from anywhere. There's also energy storage units and all that kind of stuff, but we'll get into all that in the future. So let's see, how much does one of these give us? Well, it gives us enough power to run that at 40. This doesn't show me how much. It's running at 10 AE per tick. And then it comes down a little bit when the coal runs out, as the coal's running out. And this is using 40 AE tick for nothing at all other than access to the chest. Nothing but access to the chest. And then this runs out to nothing. Burns away. Oh, it's ticking 1, 2. Yeah, and then this isn't really using a lot, but it's just sitting there until this runs out. That is not the way to go. Let's get rid of this vibration chamber. That's not going to be something that we're using. That will go away into some sort of storage. This should now be receiving power, and this should now be powered forever and ever. Forever, ever. Forever, ever. Let's see. Let's put it back down over here. Now, it shouldn't have any power. Shouldn't have any power. Yeah, it's not showing up with any power. This is good. So we put it over here, and then does it start getting power? Yes, it does. Awesome. And then we put the storage drive in there, and we should be able to access it and put things into it. Lots and lots of things can be stored in an AE chest, an AE drive, lots and lots of things. It's great. And the bigger the K storage cell, the better as well. So if you don't know Applied Energistics 2, get ready, because we're going to be awesome with this. Another thing that we should be able to do is we should be able to put any other Applied Energistics using power device in connection with it, and have something working off there as well. Sometimes you do need cables tying power in from one place to another, and there's a certain amount of things before they stop working. It's like 8 different components before it stops working. But I think we should be good overall with this. There's ways of turning this around as well, so you can change the side in which you can access it, so it can be accessed in different directions. But this is not an AE2 tutorial. This is just completing those first 2 quests, and those first 2 quests now leading to the ME controller quest, which is good, because I need an ME controller for the next stage of my plan. Tell you what though, before I make the controller, I'm getting really tired of making the crafting stuff from this table. Crafting stations used to work with the inventory next to them, used to drag the inventory out and use it. But it doesn't seem to be compatible anymore with chests and stuff. I don't know whether that's a thing, or whether it's just I'm doing things wrong. I don't know for sure. But I would like it to work, and it's not, and that's annoying. So I'm going to make a crafting terminal for Applied Energistics. I also need 2 of these. Yeah, I need 2 of those. So I need to do some of this. I'm trying to make it as quickly as possible so that you can see it in action. I need 2 more, so I just need 1 more bit of that. Where did I put the tool? Oh man, this is why I don't do crap. Oh, there it is. Okay, that's good. And 2 of those, right? We can put this away now. I don't need that anymore. Don't need that anymore. And we should get 2 more of those. Yes, and then I shouldn't need that anymore. There we go. And then we should be able to make another one of those. Yes, okay. And then I don't need that anymore. So I don't need the plates anymore. I don't need the rubber anymore. I don't need that anymore. Okay, now I've got 2 of these. Let's make 2 of the more advanced ones, because we need them to making 2 new circuits. So we get 2 of those. Okay, and then I'm going to make one that's this, which is going to require some silicon. Did I leave the silicon in there? I guess I required the silicon from in there. Yeah, I left the silicon in there. Okay, I'm going to need one of these, which these printed calculation circuits are exactly the same as the gold ones, except we need charged Certis quartz inside instead. Okay, and I only need one of those, and the other one I need is the gold version, so I'll change it for gold in there, right? And I've got 2 printed circuit presses already available, so I should be able to make those nice and quickly. And in theory, this should work here, because I've got power coming through the system here. So in theory, this should work. Yes, it does. So, like I was saying, the power comes into here, and this becomes like a multi-block system where it reads all the different component parts of the system. When it gets to, they call them channels. When it gets to 8 different items on a channel, then the 9th will not work. There's not enough power and not enough communication going to it. So we can do simple basic setups, but there are much more elaborate setups to be done, and I will attempt to do some of them in this. I don't know how much elaborate I'm going to be with this particular run of things. I've got those. I made those already. I don't know how elaborate this A2 system will be. I love Applied Energistics, and it's been a while since I've done anything with it, and I'm not sure that this particular environment is the right environment to go down the wholehearted, everything relies on it kind of route. I'm sure some of you who know Applied Energistics 2 will understand my theories behind that. This scenario that we're in here may not be the right place for us to do that. But we'll see. We'll go as far as we need to go. We'll go as far as we need to go to do it. Applied Energistics, I'm going to need a piece of cable, I'm guessing. I'm only going to need one piece of cable. And any piece of cable would be good. There it is, normal AE glassed cable. And missing that bit. Okay, I've got those. I made some earlier on when I needed a bit. So there we go, got it. And then 2 of those. So I may as well use those 2 clips up. There we go. Awesome. Okay, so now the true power of the AE system will be known to us all. Okay, so we put this on here. It connects to the AE system, and then we put a terminal on it, and that becomes part of the same block space. So it doesn't take up any extra block spaces, and now it has a crafting terminal in here. Now I do need to put a disk in here in order for it to have storage. At the minute, it won't let me put anything into the storage system of the terminal because it's got no space, it's got no disk drive in there. So I need to put a disk in it first, and I'm going to use one of the bigger disks that we've got. Where did I put the bigger disks that we got? Over here. It'll be great when everything's all in one system. That's going to be my main core objective, is to get everything inside of one Applied Energistic system, so that when I set this up like this and put the 16K in, when I've got a disk drive set up like a server of things, I'll be able to store everything inside the Applied Energistic system. Everything goes in, and everything can then be crafted here. So if I need to craft something new, I'm trying to think of something now that I can actually craft, that I can do in here. Let's say that, right? It'll come up with the crafting recipe in here and show me what I'm missing, right? So then I know what I'm missing is the glass, so I would make some quartz glass by going into there. I can see that I'm missing the glass. So I'm going to slowly but surely move all of my crafting stuff from down here up into the crafting ME system, my Applied Energistics crafting system, so that I can quickly craft things like this and put them away. I can store them in there now, you see. They all get stored in there, and then I can just collect the next thing. So this is going to show me what I'm missing when I'm missing it. So if I'm missing everything, then it's going to show me I'm missing everything, and I can start working on keeping everything in here that I need and auto crafting. And it doesn't matter how many things are in here, just so long as I don't go over the bytes used. So there's 63 types of item per storage cell, and quite a large amount of those items in a disk before we run out of space. And there are things like an ME drive, there we go, which is engineering processor, which we've just made a couple of, we just made one of those, and a couple of glass cables, just made those. Then has a drive which can store 10 disks. So I can have 10 times the amount of storage as I've got in just this one ME chest in a drive system. And that will be very useful. Now there's something that regards to crafting the controller for this quest. The pure crystals we've already got. The engineering processor we've already made. The skystone blocks are the interesting thing. They require skystone being cooked. I need to cook skystone in all forms. I need to cook skystone or convert skystone that's already been cooked into skystone blocks, right? So cooking skystone. Where do I get skystone? Skytone can be made with Certis quartz blocks surrounded by stone, or we can get them from a resource miner, which I don't have. Or we can use Certis quartz in a barrel of lava. That seems like far and away the simplest method. And I need 4, I believe. So let's go and do 4 over here at the lava bin. I realised that I should have been using this to create lava, to be creating obsidian and stuff like that as well. But it's quite simply like that. And then the barrel refills. Oh, I love this little system, and I forget to use it more often than not. I've got all of this set up here so that it automatically refills, and I keep forgetting to use it. But today I have remembered, and now I've got my 4 pieces of skystone. And from that skystone I can quickly cook it up and end up with the cooked skystone I need to make the controller. And then we should be completing the quest for the day. That engineering press, I need to do all that again. Let me go and grab some more stuff. So the other thing that's slightly different here is the final engineering circuit for this engineering processor requires a diamond in the middle. So it's the most expensive type of thing that you can get in Applied Energistics, really. The 1 diamond for making the engineering circuit is an expense, but you don't get it in many of the crafting recipes. It's not like you need it in everything. So we should be good to go there. Made an ME controller. And next episode, we will be looking more into the ME controller and what I can do with it. And we gain a bit more fiber bits of this, acceleration cards. I'll claim all those rewards. And that's got us on to the next level. Moving items, crafting items, and wirelessly crafting items. We will check those out very soon in the next episode of Forever Stranded. Thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. I will see you in the next episode very soon for some more Stranded with Nemsun. Goodbye.